Welcome to Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Today we're looking at a prototype of Chartered the Golden Age. Chartered the Golden Age is a hand management economic building stock holding game. It's for 2 to 6 players. It takes about 60 to 90 minutes to play. It's being published by Jolly Dutch and it'll be on Kickstarter this October. Now in the game, players are merchants trying to profit from the building trade in Amsterdam in the 1600s. Let's look at the prototype components. There's a game board, a stock chart, warehouses, cards, coins, tokens, and more. At the beginning of the game, players get a hand of cards and get some money determined by player count. There's also different sides of the board that you'll play based on player count too. On your turn, you can buy a building card by paying 50 franc to the bank. You can take either from the face-up cards or the top face-down card. This ends your turn. Or you could build a warehouse and found a new enterprise by playing one of your cards. Choose an enterprise and place it on top of a warehouse and then connect 2 more warehouses to it. You then place the marker for that stock on 30 since you have 3 warehouses, 10 for each. You immediately receive 30 franc and 1 free stock of that stock. You then may place one of your flags on this enterprise, but the first flag costs 200 franc and the second flag placed costs 400, but each flag does count as 4 stock. Whenever you place a warehouse, instead of placing your flag, you could buy up to 2 stock from the available stocks by paying the current stock price of that stock, minimum of 50 franc always. Instead of beginning a new enterprise, you could play one of your cards on an existing enterprise. That stock goes up 10, and you get money from the bank based on the new stock value. If you play a second level card, the stock goes up 20, third level gets 30, and so on. Eventually, one enterprise will merge with another enterprise when their warehouses connect. The player connecting the 2 enterprises decides which stock goes up by 10. The enterprise with the higher stock value takes over the lower one. If tied, the player who merged the enterprises decides which takes over. The lower enterprise is now liquidated. All players who have stock receive money based on the current stock value per stock they own. The stock value of the lower is then added to the higher stock, and the merging player receives that amount in money. The lower stock warehouse and all stock get put back into the supply and can be founded again in the future. The game's over when there are no more warehouses left, and it scales well because the number of warehouses are dependent on player count. There's some interesting decisions to make in the game. Should I focus just on one enterprise, or should I spread myself out? Should I buy some more stock, or should I hold my money back to be able to buy more building cards? Maybe I should add a warehouse to a huge enterprise to get myself lots of money, but maybe that's helping other players out because they have a lot of stock in that enterprise. The game also has event cards that you can add to the game. You shuffle them into the building card stack and will come out throughout the game. There are 4 different types of event cards. One that adjusts the stock value of enterprises, ones that require players to sell stock, ones that require players to pay money or receive money, and ones that combine 2 of those events together. One critique is the numbers on the board. I wish they were next to the spots instead of on them. Sometimes you have a card that matches a number of a warehouse that already has been played during the founding of an enterprise. The numbers aren't all in order, so sometimes you're giving players information when you're looking for certain numbers on the board. There is a little bit of luck due to the cards. One game you can have a great hand that really works together, or you have cards that really help your opponent so you keep them hidden, or maybe your cards are somewhere in that deck. With is all prototype components. I like the warehouses and how they build on top of each other. Here's an example of a closer representation of what the warehouses will look like. And the different stocks are fun. I know Melissa always went after the coffee stock first since she loves coffee. I would compare this game to the classic game Acquire. So if you're looking for an economic building game that uses some stock, then check out Chartered the Golden Age from Jolly Dutch, coming to Kickstarter in October. Be sure to subscribe to Tantrum House.